The death toll kept rising today after this morning's fiery crash on Interstate 20. Investigators say 2 adults, 2 children, and 1 unborn child were all killed when their SUV collided with the semi, then burst into flames. Fox 4's Deanna Zoga spoke with a man who was actually right behind that crash when it happened. Deanna now at the scene south of downtown Dallas with more. What did the man have to say? I'm sure it just was horrible for him.
Right, he does detail what he experienced just kind of coming up on this crash, and I can tell you that he doesn't have exact clarity on what led up to this crash. In fact, investigators still tell us that they do not know how this SUV and semi ended up colliding at around 6:30 this morning. They don't know who could have been at fault here. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is asking for other witnesses to call in and help them shed some light on this crash that killed a woman, her unborn baby, another adult, and 2 more kids.
I couldn't see that it was a car because everything was in flames. I was talking about the tires. I didn't know that there was wood on the back of it because the whole freight was on fire.
On his pre-dawn commute, Evie Keeling came across a horrific sight.
Had that 18-wheeler hit that guardrail and reversed or started coming backwards, it could have been fatal for me and my daughter.
Keeling was driving behind the semi on westbound 20 south of downtown and was just pulling onto the exit for 35E heading south when the semi further up on the flyover burst into flames.
It was like a movie. I mean, it had fuel on the ground and it was going around the overpass. So as we was riding around the overpass, it was dropping fuel on the ground.
With his 7-year-old in the back seat, Keeling says he and the car behind him put it in reverse. Keeling worried the flames could reach his car.
Once I got down the overpass, I looked up at the truck and I seen that the truck door was open, so I assumed that the person that was driving the truck had got out. I didn't know anything about a car.
He didn't see the actual collision and cannot explain how the passenger vehicle became lodged between the cab and trailer of the semi on the single-lane overpass. There wasn't much left of either vehicle by the time rescuers put out the fire.
That ramp was close enough that it warranted being shut down so that fiery debris did not fall down onto the passing cars nearby.
TxDOT says inspectors also looked for damage to the bridges and late Monday afternoon determined both are safe to reopen. The semi-driver was not hurt. Dallas County Sheriff's investigators questioned and released him at the scene. At the moment, no charges are pending as the Vehicle Crimes Unit works to piece together what happened to cause the deadly crash.
That's devastating, you know. Very hard right there. And I got children.
So we don't yet know the names, don't have the identifications yet of the people who were in that vehicle, the people who were killed here. In fact, the entire vehicle had to be taken over to the medical examiner's office, and they are working to ID those folks. And Heather, the ME, says it may be another day or so before they know exactly who those people are. The Sheriff's Office, by the way, is also not releasing the name of the truck driver who did survive all this. Back to you.
Deanna, you're there at the scene. It's just horrible looking at the images of that burned up SUV and the wreck site. All right, so they've got to figure out who was in that SUV, but what about the truck driver? Any information on where that person was headed or where they were coming from?
Aside from just in the immediate moments before this wreck, we don't know. We know that this semi and also the vehicle were coming from westbound 20, but beyond that, we don't know at this point. The Sheriff's Office is not, as I said, releasing the truck driver's name or mentioning if he is local or if his trucking company is local here, or even if the folks in the SUV could possibly be from this area. Back to you.
Yeah, they could be from anywhere. All right, Deanna, there's still a lot to come with this story, but thank you for your coverage.